i5-4x50 UHD 500,000 and 15W Core i5-4x00 UHD 4400 Core i5-4xXX YHD 420,000 and 11.5W Core i7. Codename brand name, list. Cores L3 Kachik Pew model Sikt process i/o buzz release date Haswelli. Desktop, 66. Core i7-5960X820 MBN/Alga 2011-3140W22 NM Direct Media Interface September 2014 Core i7-5930K615 MB Core i7-5820K Haswell DT. Desktop. Core i7-47XX, i7-47XX K48 MBHD 4600 LGA 115084W Direct Media Interface Integrated per June 2013 Core i7-47XXS 65W Core i7-47X0T45W Core i7-47X5T35W Core i7-47XXR6 MB Iris Pro 5200 BGA 136465 Waswell MB, Mobile. Core i7-4X50HQ. Core i7-4X60HQ Core i7-4X50EQ. Core i7-4X60EQ 47W Core i7-47X2HQ. Core i7-47X2EQ Core i7-470XHQ. Core i7-470XEQ HD 460,000 and 37W 47W Core i7-47X2MQ Core i7-470XXK 337W 47W Core i7-49XXMQ. Core i7-4XXXXM8MB 57W Core i7-4XXXM24MB 35W September 2013 Core i7-4XX8U Iris 5100 BGA 116828W June 2013 Core i7-4X50 UHD 500,000 and 15W Core i7-4X00 UHD 4400 Core i7-4XXX YHD 420,000 and 11.5W. 5th generation. Broadwell is the 5th generation core processor microarchitecture, and was released by Intel on the 6th of September, 2014, and began shipping in late 2014. It is the first use of 14nm chip. 67. Additionally, mobile processors were launched in January 2015, 68, and desktop Core i5 and i7 processors were released in June 2015. 69. Desktop processor, DT series, processor branding model, list, cores, threads. L3 Kachik Pew model Sikt process i/o bus release date Core i7-5775C4, 8, 6 MB Iris 6200 LGA 115065W 14nm Direct Media Interface Integrated GPU June 20155775R Core i5-5675C4, 4 MB 5675R 5575R. Mobile processors, U series, processor branding model, list, cores, threads. L3 cache GPU model Sikt process i/o bus release date Core i7-5XX7U2, 4 MB Iris 6100 BGA 116828W 14nm Direct Media Interface Integrated GPU January 20155X50 UHD 600,000 and 15W 5X00 UHD 5500 Core i5-5XX7U2, 2. 3 MB Iris 610,028 W5X50 UHD 600,015 W5X00 UHD 5500 Core i35XX7 U Iris 610,028 W5XX5 UHD 550,015 W5XX0U. Mobile processors, Y series, processor branding model, list, cores, threads, L3 cache GPU model SIPT process I/O bus release date Core M5YXX2, 4 MB/HD 5300 BGA 12344.5 W14 NM Direct Media Interface Integrated GPU September 2014. 6th generation. Broadwell microarchitecture. Processor branding model, list, cores, threads, L3 cache GPU model SIPT process I/O bus release date Core i7-6800K6, 12, 15 MB N/Alga 2011-3140 W14 NM Direct Media Interface 2166550K6900K8, 16, 20 MB 6950 x 10, 20, 25 MB. Skylake microarchitecture. Skylake is the 6th generation core processor microarchitecture, and was launched in August 2015. Being the successor to the Broadwell line, it is a redesign using the same 14nm manufacturing process technology. However, the redesign has better CPU and GPU performance and reduced power consumption. Intel also disabled overclocking non-K processors. Desktop processors, DT series, processor branding model cores /threads L3 cache GPU model SIPT process I/O bus release date Core i7-6700K4 /88 MB/HD 530 LGA 115191 W14 NM Direct Media Interface Integrated GPU August 2015670065 W September 20156700 T35 W6785 Iris Pro 5806 W May 2016 Core i5-6600K4 /46 MB/HD 53091 W September 2015660065 W650064006402 PhD 510 December 20156XX0 HD 53035 W June 20166XX0 T September 2015 Core i3-63202 /44 MB/HD 53051 W630063000 T35 W61003 MB/HD 53051 W6100 T35 W6098 PhD 51054 W December 2015. Mobile processors, H series. Processor branding model cores /threads L3 cache GPU model SIPT process I/O bus release date Core i3-6100H2 /43 MB/HD 530 FPGA 135635 W14 NM Direct Media Interface Integrated GPU September 2015. Mobile processors, U series. Processor branding model cores /threads L3 cache GPU model SIPT process I/O bus release date Core i7-6650U2 /44 MB Iris 540 FGA 135615 W14 NM Direct Media Interface Integrated GPU September 20156600 UHD 52025 W6000 567 U Iris 55028 W6X60 U Iris 54015 W6X00 UHD 520 Core i562X7 U Iris 55028 W6360 U Iris 5409.5 W6300 UHD 52015 W6260 U Iris 5406200 U3 MBHD 520 Core i36167 UHD 55028 W6100 UHD 52015 W6006 UHD 520 November 2016. 7th generation Skylake microarchitecture. High-end desktop processors, X series. Processor branding model cores /threads L3 Kakisoket processi /O bus price core i97980 xe18 /3624.75 MBUGA 2066165 W14 NM Direct Media Interface $1999790 x16 /3222 MB $1699790 x14 /2819.25 MB $1399790 x12 /2416.5 MB 140 W $1199790 x10 /2013.75 MB $999 Core i77820 x8 /1611 MB $5997800 x6 /128.25 MB $389. Kaby Lake. Kaby Lake is the code name for the 7th generation core processor, and was launched in October 2016. Mobile chips, 70, and January 2017. Desktop chips, 71. With the latest generation of microarchitecture, Intel decided to produce Kaby Lake processors without using their Tick-Tock manufacturing and design model. 72. Kaby Lake features the same Skylake microarchitecture and is fabricated using Intel's 14nm manufacturing process technology. 72. Built on an improved 14nm process, 14FF+. Kaby Lake features faster CPU clock speeds and turbo frequencies. Beyond these process and clock speed changes, little of the CPU architecture has changed from Skylake, resulting in identical IPC. Kaby Lake features a new graphics architecture to improve performance in 3D graphics and 4K video playback. It adds native high-bandwidth digital content protection 2.2 support, along with fixed function decode of H.264/MPEG-4 AVC, high-efficiency video coding main and main 10/10-bit, and VP9 10-bit and 8-bit video. Hardware encode is supported for H.264/MPEG-4 AVC, HEVC main 10/10-bit, and VP9 8-bit video. VP9 10-bit encode is not supported in hardware. OpenCL 2.1 is now supported. Kaby Lake is the first core architecture to support hyper-threading for the Pentium branded desktop CPU SKU. Kaby Lake also features the first overclocking-enabled i3 branded CPU. Features common to desktop Kaby Lake CPUs LGA 1151 socket, DMI 3.0 and PCIe 3.0 interfaces. Dual-channel memory support in the following configurations: DDR3 L1601.35V, 32 GB maximum, or DDR4-2401.2V, 64 GB maximum. A total of 16 PCIe lanes. The core branded processors support the AVX2 instruction set. The Celeron and Pentium branded ones support only SSE 4.1/4.2. 350 MHz base graphics clock rate. No L4 cache, EDIM. A release date of the 3rd of January, 2017. Desktop processors, S-Series. Processor branding model cores, Threads, CPU clock rate CPU turbo clock rate EGPU model maximum GPU clock rate L3 cache single core dual core quad core Core i7-7700K4, 8. 4.2 GHz, 4.5 GHz, 4.4 GHz, 4.4 GHz HD6301150 MHz, 8 MB 7700 3.6 GHz, 4.2 GHz, 4.1 GHz, 4.0 GHz, 7700 T 2.9 GHz, 3.8 GHz, 3.7 GHz, 3.6 Score i5-7600K4, 4. 3.8 GHz, 4.2 GHz, 4.1 GHz, 4.0 GHz, 6 MB 7600 3.5 GHz, 4.1 GHz, 4.0 GHz, 3.9 GHz, 7600 T 2.8 GHz, 3.7 GHz, 3.6 GHz, 3.5 GHz, 1100 MHz, 7500 3.4 GHz, 3.8 GHz, 3.7 GHz, 3.6 GHz, 7500 T 2.7 GHz, 3.3 GHz, 3.2 GHz, 3.1 GHz, 7400 3.0 GHz, 3.5 GHz, 3.4 GHz, 3.3 GHz, 1000 MHz, 7400 T 2.4 GHz, 3.0 GHz, 2.9 GHz, 2.7 Score i37350 K2, 4. 4.2 GHzN /1150 MHz 4 MB 7320 4.1 GHz 7300 4.0 GHz 7300 T 3.5 GHz 1100 MHz 7100 3.9 GHz 3 MB 7100 T 3.4 GHz 7101 E 3.9 GHz 7101 T 3.4 GHz. Mobile processors, H-Series. Processor branding model cores, Threads, CPU clock rate CPU turbo clock rate GPU clock rate L3 cache single core dual core quad core base max. Core i7-7920HQ4, 8. 3.1 GHz, 4.1 GHz, 3.9 GHz, 3.7 GHz HD630 MHz, 1100 MHz, 8 MB 7820 HQ, 2.9 GHz, 3.9 GHz, 3.7 GHz, 3.5 GHz 7820 HK 7700 HQ, 2.8 GHz, 3.8 GHz, 3.6 GHz, 3.4 GHz, 6 MB Core i5-7440 HQ4, 4. 1000 MHz 7300 HQ 2.5 GHz, 3.5 GHz, 3.3 GHz, 3.1 Score i37100 H2, 4. 3.0 GHzN /950 MHz 3 MB. Mobile processors, U-Series. Processor branding model cores, Threads, CPU clock rate CPU turbo clock rate GPU clock rate L3 cache single core dual core base max. Core i7-7660 U2, 4. 2.5 GHz 4.0 GHz. Iris plus 640300 MHz 1100 MHz 4MB 7600 U2.8 GHz 3.9 GHz HD 620150 MHz 7567 U3.5 GHz 4.0 Xias plus 65